within the Black community, Black girls that's also lighter skinned, I felt like kind of stuck together because it was relatable and we could make little jokes of like, oh, like, you know, we can wear this, that, and the third. I feel like lighter skinned girls would do things like, you know, I can wear bright red lipstick because I'm lighter skinned, but I had dark skinned friends who would be like, she doing that because she light skinned, or girl, I can't do that. And it kind of felt like there was a little bit of a divide there because, you know, I have dark skinned friends. Some of the people that are very close to me are dark skinned, but there have been girls who, you know, literally told me they didn't like me because I was light skinned. These are Black girls, or like girls that would be like, she thinks she cute because she light skinned, and people started associating beauty with light skin. But then the flip side of that too is that usually two light skinned women, they don't always get along, because then it comes a thing of, well, she not prettier than me. I remember even in college, like with one of my close friends, I never realized how light I am. Like when I look at me and other like brown skinned people or light brown people, I really think in my head that we're the same complexion. But they will quickly point out like, no, like you're lighter, like that's not a thing. And it's just, I don't know, I just feel like it didn't affect me, yet everybody around me was affected.
Started in middle school, you know, the girls would pick at me, oh, you know, you think you better than us, or this and that, or they thought that I was stuck up and I was better than, just because I, you know, they maybe had that perception that I was light-skinned. I was a light-skinned girl, so that was the mindset that I had. So with that perception that they had, that's when the picking and the bullying would come in. But like I said, as growing up, I never associated that to colorism.
So I went to PWI first, then I went to an HBCU. The HBCU is where the transition happened. When I was at the PWI, I was still, you know, I went to an all-white school for high school, from kindergarten to high school. Then I went to a PWI. So in my head, I was like, I want a light-skinned guy, because I was thinking about my kids. I was like, I want a light-skinned kid. And I don't understand why I thought that was just, I don't know. And so not even a light-skinned kid, the whole issue of like hair, I was like, I want my kid to have like the good hair. And so I, you know, would always lean towards lighter skinned guys. And I have no clue. I think it was just a subconscious thing, because I went to a predominantly white school, but I went to church in an all Black area. So all my friends from church were Black. I realized later in life, probably around, because I have 2 undergrad degrees and then a graduate degree. So probably around when I was at the HBCU, I realized that Black people terrified me. And I was like, whoa. Like there was this really weird feeling to where, you know how if you walk into a room, there are certain people you feel uncomfortable around just automatically. And because I had been in an all-white school, I wasn't comfortable around my own people. So I equated like darker skin and all that with, you know, people who I was afraid of. And it wasn't until I went to an HBCU that I started to realize, like, wow, like I'm afraid of my own people. Like I feel more comfortable around white people, you know, and that's a scary thought, you know.
Growing up in a predominantly like white town and being around that negative energy, I thought I was ugly. I didn't like my skin. I used to tell my parents like I wish I was like lighter. And it's so crazy because I just had this conversation with my sister, because she experienced it too growing up in Bayonne, New Jersey, and she's darker than me, and she's got called some crazy ass stuff too. And I was telling her that, oh, I've experienced like something similar. She was like, why did you? Because like you're lighter. Why did you go through that? And I was like, because I hung out with like the whites. But like even in like the modeling industry, because I work for Aloe, which is a yoga clothing company, and I was in the store yesterday and I was looking at one of the pictures, like the models modeling the clothing and everything. And yo, I didn't see like I didn't see one dark girl on there, and it was just light skinned girls and white girls, and like it's been like that for years, and like any type the entertainment industry, the fashion industry, or whatever. But it wasn't even just a skin tone, like even like the green light eyes, and even like working for Aloe, I'm the only black person there. It's all white women. I'm the only male like associate. I mean, there's other guys who work in stock, but as far as like the floor, I'm the only black male there and black person there. So it could be sometimes intimidating, and I always feel like I have to work harder than everyone else there. They hold me to like a pedestal, but just being in that store yesterday, I was like, y'all really don't be showcasing like darker skin tones, which is so crazy to me.
I definitely feel it's comfortability, because for me, I went to the culture of being around, you know, black people, and outside of in church, I grew accustomed to it. But like going to a football game or something like that, the culture is totally different. White people are very like, I guess like, I don't even know, because they don't really have a culture. They are to themselves kind of, and just like that. And like I equated, you know, joking and janking, and I think it was my own personal thing, because I knew I couldn't be that type of person. Like all the people at my church, they were good at janking. Like they could make a joke about somebody, they could talk about you, and y'all were just playing. And I felt like I didn't fit in with that. I felt like I couldn't do it. I didn't feel adequate enough. Like the dancing, like I grew up dancing, but like stands and stuff, like HBCUs, I don't think I could do that. You know, like, so like all that kind of stuff was like, I didn't feel like I could fit into that culture. And now it's like totally different. It's kind of crazy. But like if I would have grew up in that culture, then I would have not known any difference, you know?
Being the lightest out of all of us. I mean, of course, my mom's light skin, my brother's light skin, my grandmother on my mother's side is dark skin, grandfather on my mother's side is light skin. It's like, you know, no, I'm not mixed. I get it all the time, because especially with the color eyes that I have and the color hair that I have a golden brown hair and hazel eyes. That's the first thing that they do think. And sometimes that kind of irritates me, because it's like to be this fair skinned, this light skin, it's like you automatically go to, oh, they must be mixed. They're a light skinned version of black. They must be mixed. No, there are light skinned blacks throughout history. Why do you always have to go to that option of being mixed in order for me to be associated as black? So it's like sometimes, you know, when you look at a lot of the activists that are out there, they are dark skinned blacks. And it's just like, okay, well, people automatically perceive me as mixed. Am I black enough to be like, I'm black and I'm proud? So that's something that I've kind of had to get over on, because I have to realize that my ancestors were black. Yes, I'm black and I'm proud. I'm not mixed. I do have some white ancestry in me, clearly. I mean, hence the tone, but I am a black person. We all come from a black woman. So just me having to realize that allows me to say, look, I'm not too light skinned to say that I'm black and I'm proud.